Scarf going to be banned away, Catherine to follow, and then Krull locked in for Vonsi.
That's a good job because Grace counters Krull pretty well. So go ahead and take the Grace here and then ban away the Adagio from the side of TSM, or just ban away Celeste, or take it actually. So ban away Adagio or Celeste and take one of them. I feel what Immortals should do. And Grace is actually really strong with Adagio, so maybe they can take the Grace and then ban away the Celeste and then pick up the Adagio here.
Either way, they're going to have to take one of those healers off the board. There's technically now 3 available, Lyra, Grace, and Adagio. You cannot let Team Solomid get their hands on 2 of them. So excellent job taking the Lyra here.
They have to ban Grace here. With Lyra picked up, they should ban the Grace, which gives TSM quite a few options now with Adagio and Celeste.
And they don't even really have to ban the Grace, because there is the potential that they could pick up the Grace and do their own double healing composition with something like a Glaive. Like there is a possibility of it, but it's not. It wouldn't have been common. It wouldn't have been expected, but it's not going to happen.
I mean, we could see them pick up the Adagio and do double heal composition that way around. Obviously, Krull is off the board, but there are other targets that would fulfill that role.
Yeah, and I think what Immortals is going for here is either a Kestrel with a Samuel or a Samuel with a Vox, and that's going to completely counter the Krull, because Krull is not that good into a Vox and a Kestrel that can quickly jump away or active cam away. So they're going to ban away the Samuel, and that's really smart from TSM, because Samuel, Lyra is really good into that Krull. Now the Immortals can pick Petal though, so they just save that pick for last and just take away a key laner. So I think Vox may be good here, but that's going to give TSM Adagio with Lance. So they're going to take Adagio away from TSM.
All right, Adagio locked in for Dienzio. We saw him going on an absolute tear in day 1 on this Adagio. We'll see whether he can bring that same level of performance here in the 5th game of this series. Now TSM, they've got a double pick on their hands.
Yeah, they're going to have to make sure they get something ranged, because you don't want to run a double melee focused composition into an Adagio Lyra, because then the 3rd pick can be something that just can sit and tank up with those double healers and brutalize against a double melee. There are options available, so I would expect something ranged. Celeste could come out. We could see the Idris. We could see something like the Vox. There's a lot of different ways Team Solomid can go with this.
Yeah, they're probably going to go with Idris, honestly. Idris, Krull, and like Lance or something, or Arden would be pretty solid on the side of TSM. Actually go with Celeste and Lance here. For sure it's going to be Celeste, Lance, and Krull, because this is what they played against Dynasty yesterday, and were very successful with it.
Definitely a very solid composition. Some of the top tier heroes in each of their respective roles, but the same can be said from what Immortals have so far. Now, how do you finish off this composition? Where do you go from here with Immortals?
Glaive would still work, but however, it's a little risky. They can't really do Petal. It'd be double CP, and Petal wouldn't be that strong. So, Black Feather's picked up.
All right, so the Black Feather going to come on through. Vonsi played it last game. We'll see how T-Tigers is going to fare on that pick. Or maybe it goes up into the lane. I struggle to see a world where Jungle Adagio is going to be the option for them. But now, looking at these compositions for this final game in the best of 5, how are they going to have to play this one out, Bacon?
I think Team Solomid has an advantage with their draft here, because the Black Feather, the whole point of the Black Feather is to get onto the backlines, onto that Celeste. But Lance and Krull can protect Celeste so incredibly well. As soon as Black Feather goes in, he is going to be focused down
Don't forget about the Lyra. Lyra can portal onto Celeste, Bulwark, and they can just blow the Celeste up.
We'll see whether they can get those portals in. It's time to jump into game number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, TSM Immortals, first semi-final. Let's do this.
It all comes down to this one game right here. Winner goes on to the finals. It is such a tense moment, Fuji.
I'm so excited.
So excited. I'm freaking out, man.
It's going to be crazy. I mean, these are 2 of the best teams I could think of to be in a full best of 5. Can't wait to get into this Humanist. They're going to rock the
crowd
house.
Hyped up. We got some TSM fans down there, some Immortal fans as well. And of course, everybody excited to see exactly how this one's going to play out. I think incredibly strong drafts on both sides here.
Yeah, I mean, each side has a significant thing they want to do to try to take the victory. But what I want to applaud most first, as we kick this off, is TSM's ability to recognize the threat of Scarf and take it out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that you've talked about a lot in the past. When somebody is winning with a hero, whether or not it makes sense, whether it's strong in the meta, you ban it out.
Yeah, just get rid of the hero, get rid of the momentum that they have on that pick. But I like the TSM composition in terms of what Celeste is going to be able to do. Yes, Blackfeather is going to want to get to the back line, but Kroll, Lance, two really good heroes at peeling for a carry like Celeste.
So as far as this lane matchup, now we saw Adagio into the Scarf. Now we got the Celeste into the Adagio. How does that play out?
Adagio doesn't like Mage's Humanist.
Is that how it works?
He's not a fan of the pokey poke. He doesn't like
the hokey pokey?
The pokey pokey. He just can't get into range to auto attack. And there's a period of time ago as well where Adagio's auto attack range was also reduced a number of updates back. So he doesn't quite have the same type of advantages he used to. And in these types of matchups, when you got a Celeste or a Scarf or whoever on the other side, when you have that poke advantage, a lot of times Adagio just cannot get into position to be able to do the damage he needs.
I mean, based off that analysis, I'm feeling like Immortals need to secure this early game. The Adagio does have advantage over Celeste in the early levels here. I mean, he's got the energy regeneration. As long as he's applying that Gift of Fire, burning those minions down, applying damage there. So Best Chuck could be at a disadvantage.
Yeah, and it's the combination, right? It's the Adagio, Lyra in lane. Very, very tough combination to deal with if you don't have sustain yourself, because they're going to be able to just put the pressure on and drop down like we see now. Von C in a tough spot.
Brightbull works down. He's getting empowered up here in the brush. TSM dropping out. Three-man get you up from Flash. Von C in there with the weakness stacked down. T-Tiger's trying to find the kill. The on point. He's got it. The barrier just enough. They will trade it 1-for-1. Tiggs doing such an incredible job there.
I mean, Von C was completely caught out, but Flash X made the 1-for-1 trade. That was basically the best case scenario for TSM, was to at least pick up a kill as well. So mad props, Flash X being able to get in the right position for that Githian wall to go down. But we have to question once again, this is a bit of a fault for TSM early on in the series when Immortals is getting the lane pressure, when they're able to rotate down through the lane. Either Von C is not actually seeing this rotation, or perhaps the communication's lacking, because he's always in a bad spot near that tri-bush.
Well, I think Von C also just trying to make sure that he's taking as much off the map as he can as far as resources. Now, Von C doing pretty good thus far. He's level 4, 3 minutes in. Same thing for T-Tigers across the map, so no real big advantages building up here. Acute Impale coming out of Flash. T-Tigers hitting with the on point, moving backwards.
Von C just spent a little time on top of the scout trap there. But now that that scout trap is cleared out, it does open up some good opportunities for TSM. We'll have to see if Max Green can make it back. Drop the vision.
Best Chuck, you're in a bad place. The Githian wall knocks him out of the core collapse. Best Chuck, he hops on the broomstick, moving backwards, burning down with that arcane fire. Flash X should be able to get out here as well. Fate of Heart moving forward. T-Tigers, full broken heart stacks. He'll get stunned up, and the aggression canceled off. But you can see that Immortals really finding a lot of openings here early on.
Yeah, Immortals actually, if they would have been a little bit more proactive, instead of chasing the damage on Flash X, recognize the fact that you can't kill him, but they just don't really know the timings on the back. They're going to get the front, but they could have maximized this, actually did a full-on invade on Von C and got a much more significant advantage, but they take a safe route. They take the fact that they know the front train is going to be respawning soon. They'll just collect that and call it a day.
I mean, it's also nice that they were able to grab it. T-Tigers will have the timing of that spawn now. T-Tigers dodging out the impale, moving backwards, nice movement speed boost, plus the healing coming out of the sigil. So important to get him out of that situation.
Yeah, I definitely think that was a good opportunity for Flash X to perhaps mix up his ability usage. A little Githian first would have locked him down, but heads up for T-Tigers. Do a little sidestep there on the impale. Tell T-Tigers been on the running man track.
Just a little bit. Impale comes out, dodged out by Max. He saw that coming a mile away. Flash, take a little bit of damage there. He's looking pretty tanky though.
Yeah, he's got his fountain available to him, so does Max Green. Boot cooldowns not available for the captains, however, nor the carries, but the junglers, they have their boots ready. Level 6 for T-Tigers. He's gonna continue to take away this front camp. It's gonna elevate his ability to get to these mid-game and late-game power spikes. So TSM really needs to start taking control of this jungle. This is not a composition you can afford to fall behind.
Von C, dead man's rush for it. Impale lands onto 2. Flash, go ahead and knock Tigers back there. Now the chase is on. They're back onto Flash. Rose fencing over the top. There's good damage coming out of Zeo as well. He's slowed up with the attacks coming out of Max Green. They're able to take him down. T-Tigers will find that kill, putting Immortals up 2-1.
It looked a little bit to me like Flash X kind of baited himself. Like once he saw the double impale, Root go down. He could have backed up, but he went back to get the Githian stun, but there was no follow-up from his team. If Von C was ready to go in and follow up on that, if Best Chuck was there to be able to put down the damage, then perhaps that would work, but the Githian stun not quite netting them anything. Instead, it goes in the reverse. Immortals gets another kill and continues to increase this lead. It is marginal. It's not huge, 500 gold, but still something.
Yeah, I think that's a really good analysis. I actually was a little bit baited in there as well. I mean, whenever you see a double impale, a double Githian wall or anything like that, you expect that someone's going to get taken out. Flash hanging around, getting punished for it. I would expect him not to make that mistake again.
Yeah, and perhaps it's just a bit of a emotional strain. He missed a couple of impales earlier when he finally lands the one he wants to get.
Tiggs jumps in, faint hard, Rose defensive on point, connecting Tiggs, hitting every ability that he's throwing out right now. This guy's in the zone, he's under the turret. Von C moving up, right bulwark down from Max Green. So much damage piling up from Immortals as they start to apply pressure onto the first turret here for TSM. And D'Enzio's just pretty much doing what he wants. He's just letting T-Tigers and Max Green play games with these guys. And he's just sitting on the backside, dropping his heals, buffing himself up, and applying damage.
Yeah, I mean, this part of the game of Immortals is super strong. They have 2 heals. You don't have the same sustain TSM, so you have to be wiser about your engages here. This pressure on the turret, just chipping away. The damage going down. Immortals could stay if they wanted to. They might continue to look for rotation opportunities in the jungle. The world is their oyster here in this game as they now have increased the 500 to a 1,000 gold lead. That's what you got to do if you want to take it home.
T-Tigers playing games. He's going to jump in one more time. Dodges out the core collapse. He'll get knocked back. Solar Storm taking Max low. But Tigers! T-Tigers is a monster. From Elside will connect. Max is low. The first. Danger, danger. Von C, get out of here, buddy. Too much healing. You're in too deep. He's down. Immortals really taking a serious advantage in this game 5.
There was an earlier moment, we talked about it in this series, if your turret is under siege, you cannot afford to send your jungler into the jungle. I mean, you can't farm. You gotta protect your turret. That's 2 down. We're 8 minutes in the game. We were 1,000 gold ahead on Immortals just a moment ago. That has jumped wildly into the lead.
I mean, I think some people thought that a lot of the pros, a lot of the analysts were exaggerating when they said that Immortals were the real deal coming into this tournament. I think everybody realizing how talented this team really is. And Zio, this guy, a past champion. T-Tigers as well. Max Green, just the prodigy filling in around the edges and bringing some of that new blood to this team. This is such an incredible team as far as all the components that they've brought together here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this team is showing exactly what it takes to be able to push TSM to the limits. The team that we all thought would be the favorites to take this home is now fighting for their life with a deficit in the gold, a deficit in the objectives, and a deficit in the map pressure. They are fighting from behind here, Humanist, and they need to really clean up this play. A lot of the focus, a lot of the over-aggression coming from Von C, just not able to sync it up. This is perhaps the most de-synergized I think we've ever seen TSM in a championship scenario.
Except for Worlds. Let's see how this is actually going to play out here. Impale coming out, not on the mark. T-Tigers, he's in. Rose offensive over the top. It's Von C. A boomerang from Hell's Heart will come back. I actually blocked off, I do believe there. T-Tigers is then executing Best Chuck. Von C dropping low as well. Immortals take 2. The Crystal Sentry hammering away. T-Tigers will go down to an impale from Flash. Callback, roll back in. Crystal Sentry drops. Zio moving forward with Max Green. Flash uses his boots to get out of there. This is a bloodbath.
TSM, your win condition for this game was not to continue to pick fights. It was to scale your Celeste, and that's what they need to do. You can see all they should be doing here is trying to secure this Treant and get out of there. But T-Tiger says, no, we want to fight. We want to engage. Amazing reflex block there to keep the maximum stun potential of Hell's Heart from happening. Of course, good guy Crystal Sentry and Scout Trap doing a little bit of work, so TSM is able to get some back here from that invade. But once again, Best Chuck, he has an Eve, he has a Frostburn, but that's all he has currently. This is not enough damage to be able to combat the dive potential coming out of Immortals in this double heal.
All right, so let's play this game again, Fuji. You're now Flash X, you're in this game. I know the idea of what you're talking about is just hanging back and trying to scale, but what do you tell your team here?
You just have to tell your team to stay focused. I mean, this is not the moment to lose your edge. You still have your choke point turret up. Celeste defends incredibly well at this portion of the map. There's a lot of choke points just in general coming from the jungle, coming into the base. Vainglory, he's got to get tanked up. We need to see an Atlas to be able to shut down some of the potential auto attack damage from T-Tigers. And of course, Flash really wanting to make sure he lands those Githians to protect Celeste. But it's just a patient game now that they need to play. They need to hold on another 4 minutes before Kraken spawns. That should be the moment where they should be aiming to teamfight.
I want to see the percentage. Oh, hold that out. T-Tigers, he's on to Vainglory. DNZO moving forward, buffs him out, throws out that burst judgment. T-Tigers and crew takes down Vainglory, looking for more. The arcade passage disrupts the fight, but Best Chunk has fallen as well. Flash X will go down. A double kill for T-Tigers and Immortals, knocking on the base of Team Solo Mid. 11 minutes into this one, Fuji.
11 and a half minutes, the choke point turret is down, and guess who's not on the map? Scarf. We thought maybe banning Scarf would be the answer. TSM was like, let's get rid of the one hero. DNZO is playing so well. And then in the final game of the series, T-Tigers comes online like we have not seen him before. This is incredible gameplay coming from Immortals, pushing TSM all the way to the edge.
TSM, they really cannot afford to make any more mistakes in this game. If Immortals take 2 of them down, they will be taking Vein Crystal turrets out. You're getting closer and closer to Kraken spawning on the map. There are more and more options available. Tiggs, I was going to say, I want to see the percentage of how many on points he's actually connected with in this game. It feels like he's 90% of the on points actually landing. That means he's able to trade so much more efficiently through all these fights. Now, there's going to be the root actually out. T-Tigers, he's in deep again. Vainglory, a lot of weakness stacks, but they switched it over. It's on to Best Chunk. A nice getting involved from Flash X to disrupt. T-Tigers over the top, Best Chunk's drop down. It looks such a good job from Immortals. They engage, they move back with the move speed. Central down, they get the heal. They've lost Vainglory. It's Flash X back. The portal from Max Green, so great in this fight. Immortals, seemingly flawless play against one of the best teams in this world right now. They have the lane minions. If they can do this, they can close this game out and go to the finals. But right now, they are going to show the patience of one of the best teams out here right now and pull back. 1 turret remaining for TSM.
When you have an 8,000 gold lead, you have 1 turret remaining. You don't have to risk it. Immortals learning their lesson from earlier in the series where they pushed too hard, threw too much in the base, were not able to close out the game, and it backfired on them. This time, they're playing calm, they're playing collected. I like what I'm seeing here from this team. TSM, we talked about what do you need to do? We need to play the patient game. We need to wait for Best Chuck to scale. TSM is not doing this. This is allowing continual opportunities for Immortals to get a lead. Sarblade, Serpent Shiv. It's one of these things where we're looking at the items on T-Tigers and we're saying if he gets to Celeste this Eve, it's just not going to do what he wants.
In every single fight, he is getting to the Celeste. He's using Rose Offensive, Feign of Heart. His mobility by himself is insane, but Max Green is throwing the sigils down. Max Green has War Treads, plus the Arcane Passage. There you go, Arcane Passage in. Right forward, Core Collapse off the mark. Everybody takes a wild ride through the Arcane Passage. They're on to Best Chuck one more time. This is exactly what we're talking about. It's Best Chuck, but Vainglory, they switch over the target, take down the Crow, take down the Celeste. Immortals destroying Team Solo Mid here in Game 5. These guys want to go to the finals. They are so deserving after this performance. What can Flash X do? He's doing everything that he actually can. Immortals onto the Vein Crystal. They have done it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Team Solo Mid Slayers. Stand on your feet if you believe that Immortals deserve it. I have never seen plays like this. I am so impressed with this team right now, Fuji. How good are they feeling right now?